My name is Neil Alexander, and I was diagnosed with ALS in June of 2011. I was asked to make this video for all the Phi-Delts at Creighton University to share a little bit about the journey my family and I have been on since that diagnosis. Before I do that, let me tell you a little bit about what ALS is. It is a degenerative motor neuron disease. Motor neurons are kind of like the fuse boxes that transmit signals from your brain through your spinal cord out to all your muscles. With ALS patients, those motor neurons, they oxidize or they rust up, and that impedes the signals from the brain out to the muscles. As a result, your muscles begin to twitch uncontrollably, and that's a sign that they're in distress. Eventually, they begin to atrophy and then they die. People with ALS eventually lose the ability to use their hands, their arms, the ability to use their legs to walk, to eat, to speak, to swallow, and eventually the ability to breathe. All of this happens without having any cognitive impact whatsoever. They're fully aware of this progression. That's why they call it the glass coffin. Not only is there no cure for ALS, there's no effective treatment whatsoever. And most people with ALS die within 3 to 5 years. When I was diagnosed, my family and I reacted the way you might think. It's a crushing diagnosis. But then I began to do some research on Lou Gehrig, who's a fellow Phi-Delt, and I became inspired by how he reacted to his diagnosis. And I like to say that I felt like I was being inducted into a club. And somebody somewhere was saying, hey, you know, we know that this is really, really tough, but this is how you're expected to act. And you're expected to act this way because of how Lou Gehrig acted. So with Lou's example guiding us, my wife and I formed a foundation called livelikelu.org. And I invite you to go out on the website, learn a little bit more about our background, what our foundation is up to. But just briefly, we have a 3-part mission statement. The first is to raise awareness of ALS. The second is to raise money for patient care in Western Pennsylvania where we live. And then the third is to raise money for research that's targeted at finding a cure. Well, since we formed our foundation, we are featured in a few news articles. And Chris Bursalis, who's on the general counsel of Phi Delta Theta, and Steve Good, who works for the main office of Phi Delta Theta, they reached out to us. And they invited us to their national convention this past July in Washington, D.C. And I was initiated into your fraternity. And I can't thank all the Phi Delta Theta members for that. It was a very, very special honor. And as you can see over my shoulder, if I move out of the way, I have my flag hanging up just for you guys. I think what the fraternity is doing for ALS, raising money, making it a national cause, is incredibly special. It's impactful, and it means a tremendous amount to those of us with ALS. So I want to really thank you and encourage you in your upcoming fundraiser. Phi Delta Theta football, I think it is, 3-on-3 soccer. I hope you guys raise a ton of money. I know you did last year. You should all be very, very proud of yourselves. My family and I are proud to be part of your fraternity, and we're proud of you and everything you do. So go out and raise some money, and I can't wait to hear how well it went. Thanks, guys.